Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Comics to Pre-Order in a Flash. My name is Matt. Andy is still on vacation this week, so it is still just me, but he will be back with us on Friday. But this is our short show where we show you 10 of the biggest and best books that you can pre-order by this weekend, and you can head over to infinityflux.net to do just that. Now this week is a little bit lighter of a week, but there are still some great books, so we are going to start with the biggest one, and that is Wolverine #1. This is the new Wolverine series in the From the Ashes era. This is written by Saladin Ahmed and the artist by Martin Coccolo. And there's not a lot of specific story details yet. In this one, it just says that Wolverine's attempt at peace is shattered when an old enemy reemerges who will bring him to the brink of his berserker rage. And he's going to have to unsheath his claws and push his healing factor to the limit and demonstrate that he really is the best at what he does. So we'll have to see who that new villain is, but this sounds really cool. Next up is Aliens vs. Avengers. This is going to be the first of a 4-issue miniseries. This one's written by Jonathan Hickman and the art is by Esad Ribic. And this one, the Xenomorphs have come to Earth, and the question is raised, who will be the first to fall when the perfect organism meets a planet full of superhumans? So this sounds really fun. Wolverine vs. Predator was great. I'm sure Black Panther vs. Predator will be cool. And now we are going to get to see the Avengers versus Aliens. So that is going to be fantastic. Next up is Jenny Sparks #1. This is going to be a 6-issue miniseries written by Tom King and the artist by Jeff Spokes. And in this one, Jenny Sparks from The Authority, which I don't know much about, but she has been tasked with keeping all of Earth's heroes in line. And in this one, Captain Atom goes rogue and threatens to destroy the planet, and she may be the only one who can stop him. Not really sure why, but it'll be cool to see how, Jenny Sparks can go up against Captain Atom. That should be really cool. Next up is a new book from Image called Standstill. This is going to be a 6-issue miniseries, and it raises the question, if you could stop time, what wouldn't you do? So this is about a guy named Riker Ruel. He is an insane sociopath who has stolen a top-secret device that can freeze time. And as the bodies of world leaders pile up, famous works of art go missing, and other strange crimes dominate the headlines, only the device's creator, who is a run-of-the-mill science guy, he knows what's happening, and he is going to set out to stop Riker in his reign of terror, I guess. So this sounds really cool. Next is Phases of the Moon Knight #1, and I believe this is going to be a miniseries as well. I'm not sure how many issues, but this is going to tell different stories of different Moon Knights throughout time. So Mark Spector is the most recent Moon Knight, but he is not the first. There have been plenty more before him. In this first issue, we are going to get a story about Mark Spector Moon Knight, but we're going to get another story about a Moon Knight from the old Crusade. So I just want to see what he looks like. I guess maybe that's him on the cover. I think that sounds really cool. Moon Knight has been great for a long time, so this should be a lot of fun. Next is the 0 Hour 30th Anniversary Special, and we've got this nice wraparound cover right here. Now, I'm not 100% sure exactly what this is going to be. This just says we're going to relive the landmark event series in this oversized issue. So I'm not really sure if it's going to add any new story elements to that 0 Hour story from 30 years ago, or if it's maybe going to be a very brief retelling of that whole story in just this one book. I'm not sure, but it is the 30th anniversary of 0 Hour, so this should be really cool, especially for those of us who are my age and older who remember this. This is going to be a lot of fun to revisit. And speaking of anniversaries, we've got the Marvel 85th Anniversary Special. And I believe this is going to be a just kind of an anthology book as well, just with some short stories. And this is celebrating Marvel's 50,000th comic book release, which is insane. This says that in the far future of the year 50,000, the exploits of the heroes of the Marvel age are the stuff of legend. And then it invites us to come on a tour of the greatest museum in all the cosmos, in which a few surviving relics of those bygone days have been assembled. So we're going to get different stories, I guess maybe told as if they happened in the past, but this sounds like a lot of fun too, so we'll have to check that one out. Next up is Chasm, Curse of Kaine #1, and this one sounds cool. We're finally getting Kaine Parker back, Scarlet Spider, after sort of being gone for a while. In this one, he is going to set out on a mission to track down Ben Reilly. But is Ben beyond saving, or is there an even more menacing presence pulling his strings? That sounds a little bit like Hal Jordan Parallax if we're talking about 0 Hour, so we'll have to see how that all shakes out. Next, you've got a new one from Vault. This is Lilith. This is the first of a 5-issue miniseries. Lilith is an immortal who's been banished from her home, which is a dimensional plane that is very similar to what we think of as hell. She's been posing as a model on Earth while secretly preying on humans, which sounds terrible. But one day she meets Penelope, who is a sweet bookstore owner who has a tome that might be the secret to getting Lilith back to her own dimension. And then last up is Venom War Zombiotes #1. I included this just for the title because it's so much fun. But this is part of the Venom War storyline, which still has not started yet, but it will start soon. In that story, there are two Venoms facing off, and while that's happening, there is a darker strain of symbiote that is slithered across New York City that can reanimate the dead and turn the living into an engine of mindless hunger. And then it says, that's right, zombie symbiotes making symbiote zombies. Sells itself. What else do you need, right? And that is it for Top Comics 2 Pre-Order in a Flash. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you can head over to infinityflux.net right now and place these pre-orders. If there are anything that sounds good to you, definitely get your pre-orders in. It helps you guarantee that you get those books, and it helps shops know how many books to order. Stay tuned for our longer video on Friday where we will be going over all of these books, plus lots more, lots of variant covers and all that fun stuff, because like I said, there is lots of good stuff coming out next week. So guys, again, I appreciate you watching, and until later, see ya.